So welcome back to the best laptop setups video. This is episode number 29. I know it's been a while since I've put one out, but I've been letting them come in so I can give you guys the best episodes possible. But as usual, quick shout out to episode 28's winner, Isaiah. You're going home with a $100 Amazon gift card. As usual, the winner of this episode will also win a $100 Amazon gift card. But if you're enjoying the series, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe, as it does help out. And I want to keep this series alive. Now, the first setup comes from Mufikri, and I just love the look of this. It's so clean, it's very inviting, the colors are soft, it feels like a great space for productivity, and it's very Mac and Logitech focused. The colors match, the palette is good. I do like the fact that he's created a space around his MacBook Air M2. He's obviously using a lot of Logitech accessories. Like for example, I think that's a Logitech keyboard. And of course, it's paired with a Logitech MX Master mouse. There is at least one in every laptop episode we do, but he's done a good job of matching the colors. The wallpaper matches the wall. The color of his MacBook Air M2 is midnight black, so it has those blue tones in it. Even his desk, the orange desk, matches the color of his pegboard. So he has a little bit of a two-tone finish going on. The pegboard houses his laptop sleeve, which I'm guessing is an iPad Pro, M1, and then of course he has his little phone on top, which shows the time, an external drive, and I think that's a flashlight. He has a top shelf with his camera gear, so obviously he's into videography or photography because there's a tripod on the right-hand side, but a lot of this stuff is from IKEA. Like that shelf on the right-hand side, that's from IKEA. Those plants, those fake plants, those are from IKEA. The only thing I don't like about this setup is the placement of the speakers. He has them right beside each other, and these two speakers are meant to produce stereo sound, so they need a bit more separation. Besides that, the overall look is super clean. My only other nitpick is maybe put the M2 MacBook Air in a vertical stand because the desk is very, very small instead of having take up the entire corner. But besides that, the entire setup looks fantastic. So the second setup comes from Shashank. He's all the way from New Delhi, India, and he is now working for Zoom. And he just transitioned from Windows to Mac, and he says it's really weird because he's been using a PC for his entire life. But I think he did a good job. This is a very clean and respectable setup. I mean, it feels a bit cramped on your desk, but I think the overall appeal is there, and I've kind of liked what you've done with the space. Now, granted, he is using a MacBook Pro 16 M1 Pro on a beautiful wood desk. It's called the Truman Desk Solid Wood Creamy Crust by Urban Ladder. His chair is a Vienna fabric executive chair from Green Soul. He has a fake bonsai tree on the left-hand side. He has warm glow focus lights. He has a lot of wall art, the Leonardo and the dollar bill. He's obviously really into making money, as you can see. There's a vertical laptop stand to hold the laptop when it's closed. And he has a turf felt mini desk mat in blue. I actually kind of like it, the blue color. It gives some pop to the entire setup. There's a large light bar at the top. And then of course he has a foot mat by June Shop. Overall, it's a very beautiful setup. His sound quality is by a couple of speakers from Polysync. They're Bluetooth speakers, and he also has a Jabra Evolve 75 SE BT headset. He's obviously using this for his work calls. He probably does a little bit of work from home, so he needs that headset to talk to people. Qi wireless charging pad, then his monitor is a big 27-inch Dell P2722HE. Magic keyboard and mouse to work with his Mac. And then under the desk, he has a docking station, his router, his Netgear 8-port smart switch, and of course his universal extension board so that he can plug everything in. By the way, this is the first time someone has submit a diagram of their entire setup. That's how I know this guy is a true engineer. Setup number 3 comes from Eric. He's from Kelowna, BC here in Canada. I love it, more Canadians on the channel. And from early 2020 until about a month ago, he was working in a 4x5 foot storage closet. So he was cramped up, but recently he decided to rearrange his living room to accommodate his work from home setup. And I think he did a pretty good job. You know, he has some interesting textures on the wall, like a bear rug. I think he went outside and strangled a grizzly, or a polar bear rather, and then used his fur for the wall. And then he has a bunch of plants on the left-hand side behind his desk. It just feels really, really nice. He's even using HomeKit from Apple to turn on the tornado fan to the left-hand side every day at 8 a.m. in the morning, along with the lights. but the overall look and feel of this setup is really nice. You know, he has 2 different levels, one for his keyboard and mouse, and then of course the main desk itself. It's a standing desk, so he doesn't have to sit all day, which is much better for your health. He's using an HP Ryzen touchscreen laptop. And then of course he also has his own personal laptop that you see below the monitor, which is an M1 MacBook Air. Now he does have a dock from HP, the G4. I've actually showcased that on the channel. It's an expensive dock, but it does the job. And then his monitor is an Acer Nitro 34-inch ultra wide monitor. Now this is technically a gaming monitor, but he's obviously not a big gamer. The only game he plays is Call of Duty Mobile, and he hooks up his iPad to do that. His mouse and keyboard is the MX Master 3 and key, so another MX Master user. His desk is the Sunon dual motor sit stand desk. Speakers are from Edifier. Edifier makes very good, affordable speakers that sound great for the price. And his volume and music control is done by a device called the Vadir Multimedia Controller. His lamps are the Vicolink desk lamps. Monitor backlight is the Philips Hue Play Bar. And then his laptop stand is a generic dual laptop stand. Setup number 4 comes from Michael. I don't know where he's from, but based on his Gmail profile, I'm guessing North America, but either way, I enjoy a very simple setup. As you can see, he's probably at his office. Those look like to be cubicle walls behind the monitor. There's nothing crazy going on here. There's nothing fancy. It's just a simple, clean setup. And when you're in an office, you know, it's very important to have something that kind of inspires you, because most offices, like with cubicles, kind of look the same and it can feel depressing. So he's kept it simple. He's added some fake plants to add some greenery to it. He has a little desk stand so his monitor can sit on top of it to give it some height, so it's at eye level. He's using a Dell 34-inch ultra-wide gaming monitor connected to a Panasonic Toughbook on the right-hand side. And then his keyboard is the Keychron K2 keyboard with MSA profile keycaps. And he also has Gamma K silent switches, very important when you're at the office. You don't want your keyboard to be super loud. Then he has a walnut wrist rest on a wool desk mat, and his mouse of choice is the SteelSeries Rival 3 wireless mouse. I love the fact that he's using a gaming mouse in a productivity setup. Gaming mice are sometimes the best mice to use, regardless of the type of work you're doing. Overall, a great setup, Michael. And the final setup comes from Yunho, who actually submitted his setup a long time ago. It looked very different, and this guy is really known to change up his setups every so often. I believe, according to him, this is his 4th big change, and he's calling it the Cyberpunk Project. Now, ideally, his computer, I think, is pretty much the same as his previous one. It's nothing special. It's a Lenovo V310, and he's using a couple of Logitech M185 speakers, but he does have a Logitech keyboard along with a Logitech headset that he uses to listen to music. His monitor is a Samsung curved 24-inch, and he has 2 of them side by side. But the idea about this, the concept, the work that's involved in this is not really expensive. Like, he's not spending tons of money on this. He's taken what he has and he's created something that looks really, really cool. And I get it, this is not for everyone. Like, having crazy RGB like this might make you go crazy, but I think it looks incredible. You know, he has so much stuff listed here. Like, he wrote me 45 paragraphs that I could literally read this entire story to you over the course of 9 hours. But the idea is Cyberpunk Project 4 is his 4th setup, which you see above the screens. And then on the left-hand side, he has something he calls Setup Graphy, which is a Morium art frame setup from his journey in 2016 until now. And he's kind of created this nostalgia effect to look back in time and to see where he is right now with his current setups. On the right-hand side is like a little window that opens. I think he gets food from his wife or something there. But overall, this is probably one of the craziest setups I've seen in the laptop setups history. Now, is it for everyone? Probably not, but I love the fact that he took the time to create something like this because it's super creative. Anyways, that wraps up this episode's best laptop setups. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comment section down below so that I can pick the winner. It just makes my life a bit easier. If you want to submit your laptop setup, the instructions will be in the description down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because if you did, feel free to like it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.